good to hear this song.
It's been a while.
It has.
In a minute.
Yes, so good. It's been a little while. Hello and welcome.
Welcome back
to the Chase Freedom Podcast. I'm Chase.
I'm Mandy.
And we help high-performing couples chase freedom in every area of life. And we help them achieve a dream marriage, unbridled intimacy, and create a thriving family legacy. And here's the deal. News time, like Mandy and I don't have this figured out.
Far from.
This is a pursuit of ours. As I look at my notes here, you know, we help couples achieve a dream marriage. Like, we have a dream marriage, but it's not perfect.
No, it's hard.
Like,
it's bumpy.
We do have unbridled intimacy, and it's perfect. So no complaints there. And then we are doing
Good answer. Good answer.
And we are doing our best to create a thriving family legacy. And what is a thriving family legacy? You're going to kind of go off notes here, but I think for me, a thriving family legacy is when our kids look back and they look at the things that you and I are doing now. So whether it's devotions or it's, hey, we go to church every Sunday, non-negotiable.
It's a rhythm.
It's a rhythm. Mm-hmm. It's not because it's salvation.
Right.
Our salvation is not dependent upon it. But anyway, creating that legacy and what does it mean to work hard in the books that they read and how we pour into and encourage them and stuff like that. So, all right. So today we want to talk about our journey of entrepreneurship. The title of this is From Humble Beginnings to Entrepreneurial Success, our mega journey. And what'd you say it should be?
From humble beginnings to being humbled.
To being humbled.
The title of this could have lots of titles, basically.
Yeah. So we want to take you guys on our journey. We thought, hey, why not share?
Yeah.
Because it's a massive part of who we are.
I'm excited to share.
It's a massive part of our identity. A lot of people know us as business owners and entrepreneurs. Obviously, you know our story of finding freedom. And this is just a part of that finding freedom from the golden handcuffs, the corporate grind. And so we want to dive in to our story, share there. So let's go for the early days.
It's crazy. It's been how many years?
Yeah, it's been 8 years. So February of 2016 is when we washed Miss LaShawn Tanksley's house.
Our next door neighbor.
I'm washing Miss LaShawn's house.
I miss her.
Let's rewind a little bit before that. In November of 2015, I have a surgery and I have to sit in a chair for 2 days and rotate peas, and I'll let you guess what that surgery was. But I sat there with a computer in front of me and I was like, hey, I think I'm going to order a pressure washer so that we can wash our own house and not have to borrow friends who had been letting us borrow it. Fast forward, never washed our house. I washed the neighbor's house, then the neighbor's house, then the neighbor's house. And it was just this snowball effect. And so
that only God could have done.
Yes.
It's not like you had planned that out.
No, not at all. That was not a part of the plan. My plan was not to leave a 6-figure corporate job to go start
And that
a
wouldn't have been my
business.
plan either.
No, it was not. So we started with just a $500 truck that I bought off Mr. Henry Hayden.
Ford.
I think it almost
Single
had
cab, Ford Ranger.
Ford Ranger, almost 400,000 miles. And yeah, needless to say, it has been a journey to where we are today.
Yeah.
You know, we've generated millions of dollars of revenue over that time, and multiple businesses. We've started up a business and we've shut down a business. We just recently started Azalea Outdoor Lighting, and we purchased our first large commercial building that we're currently renting out.
So excited.
And so all of this started with a leap of faith. I did a podcast with a dear friend of mine, Josh Latimer, and I'll drop a link to that podcast. It's old, about 4 or 5 years ago.
I forgot what was on it.
Yeah, it was. So one of the things that I talked about in that podcast was when I left my corporate job, I had to back myself into a corner and fight my way out. Was essentially, at no point was I going to make the leap of faith if my back wasn't backed into a corner. So we decided to take that leap of faith, which was a big deal. May 2nd of 2017 was my first day being an entrepreneur full time.
So let's paint a picture. I was working well, at that time, I think I was only working 1 day a week. Our kids were, Colby was less than 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So our youngest was less than 1, and then Claire would have been 3, and Chandler was 5.
Yeah.
So
really easy season with
really
the kids.
Easy season for me as a mom and for us as a couple. I mean, super easy. It was a great time to start a business.
That was terrible.
Perfect.
We look back on that, especially, so I kind of skipped over from February 2016 to May of 2017.
Your Fridays and Saturdays.
It was a blur. I was off every other Friday. So for a straight year, almost year and a half, every Friday, every other Friday, and every Saturday.
Your schedule at work was Monday through Thursday.
Yes. No, I was off every other Friday.
Every other Friday. That's right.
And so I worked every other Friday and every Saturday.
Pressure washing.
And so on top of a corporate job during the week, not getting home till 5 o'clock or whatever during the week. And so, it was crazy.
I was white knuckling through a lot.
Yes.
Didn't really realize it because I mean, it was what we did. It was what we chose. But I look back and
Yeah, so a dear friend of mine, Josh Latimer, I've already mentioned him. I remember him saying a quote, and he says, "Everyone sees the wine, but no one sees the crushing of the grapes." And there were I got my grapes crushed big time. That was a very hard season. And fast forward, I still get my grapes crushed. It is the journey of entrepreneurship. I coach a few small businesses, and I tell them, look at any stock. It doesn't matter, top stock, highest performing stock over the last 5 years. And at no point is it a curve going straight up where there's no dips. So in entrepreneurship, like in our business journey, we got so used to, since 2020, which was a quote shot in the arm for the home service industry, we got used to things just going up, 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 up. But now it's like, oh man, we had a down month. We freak out. We think we're terrible business owners. And so it's just kind of that entrepreneurial
up and down.
Especially
since 2020.
Yes. Yeah. And so we're starting to have a little bit of a correction, but here's the deal. The Lord is faithful.
Faithful. And
by the grace of God, we've learned a lot of lessons. We've learned a lot that has helped us grow.
So back to, let's go back to, you backed yourself in a corner. So were people encouraging us to leave your job?
Yeah. So they say there's 3 coveted jobs in the South that you don't leave. There's 3 coveted jobs: to preach the word, work the land, and work for the power company. I work for the power company. And so you think pension and all this, and you've got a great job, it's steady, it's secure.
Yeah.
But I had on
benefits.
Yeah. The benefits.
Awesome benefits. Like $5 copays.
Yes.
When we went to doctor's appointments and medicine,
So
like amazing benefits.
We did. We had, obviously my mom was super encouraging. My Aunt Sissy, who's no longer with us, was beyond encouraging, and a few friends. But I knew, and I even had friends afterward that came up. They were like, "Chase, we doubted."
It just made me teary.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So we had friends who doubted us along the way, but we had supporters.
Yeah.
And the Lord is faithful and has been faithful. And
it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense to other people.
Yeah.
But the Lord gave us a peace that overrided that.
Yes.
We knew it was what he wanted.
Yeah. And over the years, we've done a little bit of network marketing. And behind that, we had some amazing people, Benji and Tanya Parr, Michael and Renee Fritz, Carl and Debbie. With Advocare. And it kind of led the way for us. And I remember we were at an event in Dallas, Texas, and there was a quote that just kind of put me over. And I forget the gentleman's name, and it'll come back to me. But I remember him saying, what are you going to do when you get to the end of your life? Everybody always fights for the benefits, and you got to have this and the pension and all the things. What's it going to say on my gravestone? What did I fight for? Here lies Chase Lord. He died with great benefits. And that just rung.
Yeah. That stuck with you.
That's not what we were living for. And so we're a little bit crazy, but it has been worth it. And we've gotten our grapes crushed a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I remember having conversation in prayer about, okay, let's save up X amount of money before we make this change. That will feel secure. That will be wise. But after that year of you doing, working for the power company and building the business, we got to a point where, did we have that amount of money saved? No, but you had to leave.
Yeah.
You couldn't continue doing that. I couldn't continue sustaining, the day-to-day as a mom with you doing that. So we had to take a leap of faith, right then and there to just do it and trust the Lord. And you have to lean into the Lord and trust him in that in ways that we never had before.
Absolutely.
With the comfortable, consistent, paychecks.
Yes.
And
something else that I remember, a quote that I remember hearing is, you have to design life the way you want to live it.
Yeah.
Or someone else is going to design it for you.
Yeah.
And that we just took these little snippets that the Lord gave us, from people who were further ahead of us in the journey.
Yeah. And I mean, for you projected your life, and you did not, what was good for somebody and is great for somebody, you weren't leaving a bad situation, but you projected, I don't want to drive. So you didn't mention this. The plant, it was how far from our house?
At that time, because of it was an hour
and a half to get there.
An hour and a half home.
An hour and a half home.
So I was spending almost 3 hours a day.
You were in the car a lot. You were at a desk, and you wanted something different.
We were created for more.
You were created for more. You're created for something different. The Lord gave you a passion, but some people thrive in that.
Yes. I always have to be careful to say, like, it's great. It provides a phenomenal living. So all my friends at Plant Vogel.
Oh my gosh.
You've got an amazing thing.
An amazing thing. But, like you said, God led you somewhere different.
Yes. Yeah. And so part of that is our faith.
Led us.
Yeah. So you guys know we are believers and born again followers of Christ. Christ has redeemed us, and
everything we have
is because of him.
Yeah.
And we have been forced to, you want to experience God in a big way, step out in faith. And we have been able to experience God in so many ways. I've spent more time on my knees surrendering and praying to the Lord than ever, definitely ever before I had a business. And the Lord is faithful, and he sustains us. And we're not prosperity gospel people. We don't believe that the Lord blesses us financially because we go to church and because we do certain things. The Lord is faithful. I don't have a ton to add there.
Yeah, no, I mean, we show our kids, we do hard things. We got that phrase again from the Latimers, like, what do the Lords do? We do hard things because it honors the Lord. We work hard, and everything we have is his.
Yes.
But we work hard, period,
Great. So let's transition. Yeah. Where are we now? So what does business look like?
I thought we'd be coasting.
Yeah.
I told you the other day, I told somebody the other day, back in the beginning, I feel like some people were like, well, wait till you get to that 5-year mark, Mandy. When you get to that 5-year mark, it's going to be amazing, So I told you, I'm like, okay, like, I guess I thought we'd be coasting by now, but we're still on a really fast roller coaster ride.
Yeah. I have a business partner, Andrew Tyson, amazing guy. And we have this running joke of, hey, 5 more years, 5 years from now, we're going to be really, we've said that for the last 8 years. And so 5 years from now, we're going to be in a really good spot. We're going to have the right people in place. We're going to have plenty of money.
Yeah.
We don't have anything to worry about. So, hey, so I'll kind of update you. So, we started what was Mega. Actually, let's rewind a little bit. So back in college, I had a business called Mega Landscape Contractors. And while we were dating in college, I had first started that, ran that for about 1.5 years, and we always said Mega would come back.
Yeah.
And
we saved the signs.
Yes.
In the attic.
Yes.
In Grovetown.
Yeah. And then now fast forward, we started Mega pressure washing. We've now transitioned to Mega Soft Wash. You can check us out at megasoftwash.com.
Mega came back.
So as I mentioned, business partner, I've got a dear friend, Ryan Prince, who has been with us for 7 years now in May, and Ryan does all of our sales. Ryan there's not a day that goes by that Ryan doesn't make you smile or make you laugh.
I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, Ryan makes me smile. I'm like smiling, thinking about Ryan.
And then we've got an amazing office manager, Than. who is, Thana's located in the Philippines, and she has been a blessing
Yeah.
to us. We've got Jonathan. He's a service manager. Jonathan, phenomenal kid's been with us for 2 years. And then we've got 8 technicians. So I share that with you to say we have a phenomenal team that backs us up. So I'm not doing all this. Andrew's not doing all this. Mega went from $46,000 in revenue that very first year, part-time. Then we went 200. Then we went 500. Then 745 or 700, 945. In the last 3 years, we've done a little over $1 million. I think this past year was $1.3 million. And I just share that with you to say this is not a brag session. And people hear those numbers, but I want
we don't.
Yeah, we don't see that 1.3
We
million.
don't see that 1.3 million.
But to give you a little bit
of
what we've done. So a couple years ago, we added on Christmas lights, and that has been a blessing for us. And then just recently, a month ago, we launched AzaleaOutdoorLighting.com, and you could check that out. So that's been a fun journey of learning and growing. A little bit of a higher ticket. It's not repeat business, but we've had some amazing installs with our mega clients who have trusted us.
Yeah.
It's
been fun.
It has been a fun journey. In December 28th, we closed on a 2-acre lot, 12,000 square foot building. We've got a tenant. We've got 2 tenants in there now, plus mega. And then we're looking for one more tenant. So that building we know will be a blessing to our family in the future. So that was just kind of the next part of the journey. And I want to say, like, we didn't picture ourselves being here. If you rewind 7-8 years ago when I first left the plant, did I think that we would have launched multiple businesses, that we'd be at consistently $1 million a year in revenue, that we would have a commercial building? Like, it has not been a part of the process, or it wasn't part of the original vision, but it's just the next step in the journey. And so,
where did the business begin?
What do you mean?
In our garage.
Yeah, the business began in the garage. First employee, I think, was Corbin Hughes. Shout out to Corbin. Yeah. Actually, first employee was Ryan Prince.
Yeah.
But he didn't count because he's a friend and he's amazing.
Yeah.
But Corbin Hughes, and then Marcus. Yeah. And it finally got to, we would come and we'd meet in the mornings, and when the guys started taking their morning poos in the
in the half
bath, Mindy was like, we got to get a shop. So we go to a quote shed on Bert Pollard's land.
Oh my gosh.
And
yes.
we rent that space.
For how long?
Thank you, Bert. I don't remember. It wasn't long.
Yeah.
It was, I don't even know if it was a year.
Yeah, it's kind of a fog.
But our little trailer, we towed it over there.
Grateful for Bert and Kim.
Yes. Yeah, that was a blessing.
Letting us rent that.
Then we moved over to William Few Parkway, where we rented from Ryan Kroger. Shout out to Ryan,
yes.
Pebble Creek Landscaping.
So grateful for April and
That
Ryan.
place was a blessing.
Oh my gosh, yes.
To see where we brought that place from when we first moved into it, with its Ohio State color walls, and to fast forward to where it is, now. And then we left that. And so we've grown from, a $500 truck to now we have, and I forgot about Jake up in Baltimore. So we're partnered with Jacob Kopsiba, with Mega Soft Wash of Baltimore. And so what do we run? Seven trucks now. And again, the Lord has been faithful through it all.
Yeah. 100%.
All right. What am I missing?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
I think
that's it. So what I would say
up.
is, if you guys have questions for us, drop it in the YouTube comments.
Yeah.
We would love to answer some more questions about this.
Well, yeah. So I'm trying to think from my perspective, some things that.
That's a whole nother podcast episode.
Okay.
The entrepreneurial spouse. No, share now.
No, yeah.
But no. I share something, and then maybe that'll lead us into another podcast.
I will say so recently when I went on our church's women's retreat, one of my big takeaways was probably like an idol in my life would be having a life of ease. And now granted, we 100% have a life of ease compared to a lot of people. But that's an idol in my life. Like, I am very much type A. If you know me, you know that. I like things neat. I like things planned out and organized, and like to know what to expect. And I would say that 3 kids and entrepreneurship have completely just, I mean, it's a good thing. It's broken me down. But, you know, when you worked at the plant, I knew when you were coming home. I knew when you were leaving. And then business ownership, if you know, is not like that. It is one day may look like this. You might be home at 4, and you're very good about honoring our family time. But another day, you know, like with the lighting business, now you're kind of, you know, going out, you know, non-traditional times and stuff like that.
Well, the good thing is I'm a great communicator, so you always know when and where I'm going to be and all that.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. So I will say, like, that has been a journey, and that has been, again, like, it goes back to, you know, I can't put my comfort in that, you know, the Lord is faithful, but it has been hard. That has been hard. Just whatever, you know. It seems like there's something else I was going to say with that.
So we, while you're thinking, I'll just say we wanted to encourage you guys. I've had, you know, obviously we've been in business for a while now, and people have watched our journey, and people come up to us and ask questions. We just want to say it's worth it.
Yes.
Like, go out on a limb. I'm not telling you to leave your job right now.
I remembered it when you just said it's worth it.
Go.
So even though I knew when you were coming home and I knew your schedule, when you left at, what time did you leave? 4 a.m. to go work out, and you were in Waynesboro the whole day. So now I might not know when you're coming home, or the days might look different, but you can go to lunch with me. You can go to the kids' school events during the day. So like little sweet gifts like that have come from it, because one of the main reasons you left the plant was for time freedom.
Yes.
For corporate America, not, you know, to design your time, but for you to design your time. And so with that has come time freedom for our family in sweet ways. Like, you're here in the morning, you know, you were never there in the mornings. Never. You were gone at 4 a.m.
10 years from Coca-Cola to Vogel.
You were gone at 4 a.m. And so you were never here in the mornings. And so to some people that's normal, but I remember anytime you would be here in the mornings, like, what a gift that was. So 100% it is worth it.
Yes. Hey, and if we can help you, so just so you know, over the last 2 years, I have been coaching some small business entrepreneurs. I've been blessed to, you know, dozens of entrepreneurs to go along that journey with them with weekly coaching. So reach out, check us out at chaseandmindy.com if you are interested in entrepreneurship, coaching, marketing. So we're actually launching today, and we'll be launching one a quarter, but it's a 10-week money-making implementation program. I've partnered with a dear friend, Josh Latimer, with Warplan AI. You're going to get access to some amazing software, but more importantly, we're going to talk about how do we fix your profit problem? How do we fix your marketing and your leads problem? So if you're interested, drop a comment, send us a message on Facebook, Chase Lord or Mindy Hair Lord on Facebook. In any regard, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for going on this journey of chasing freedom. And that's it.
Awesome.
Love you, babe.
Love you. Peace out.
I forget how we ended it.
Clearly I did too. Visit it.